One day, as I was reading my Bible, I took it upon myself to reenact the signs described by God to the prophet Ezekiel. It would be a long, cold, and arduous journey, but it would be full of appreciation. I went to put my rags on, as well as my sweater, before embarking out into the freezing weather. Now, outside, it was cold, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and snowy, but it would all be worth it in order to reenact Ezekiel's signs. Ezekiel was commanded by God to make a figure of the city of Jerusalem on a brick. I decided to do it myself in the form of a diorama, a Lego diorama to be exact, of the temple in Jerusalem. The first sign that Ezekiel carried out was one where he lay on his side for 390 days on his left side and 40 days on his right side. I'm going to reenact that sign, and God commanded Ezekiel to weigh out his food in preparation for the length of days that he was going to spend resting in one area. So, my portion for the day. Ezekiel was commanded to take his model of Jerusalem and place it before him as he lay for over 430 days. He was also commanded to set up the Temple of Jerusalem as if he were carrying out siege against it. So here I am placing my battle rams and ladders against the Temple of Jerusalem. I am attacking Jerusalem. And here is the wall. It's about 32 degrees outside right now. I lay on my left side for about 40 minutes, and on my right side for about 5. This was meant to represent the 390 days Ezekiel lay on his left side and the 40 days he lay on his right side. I will fast forward through this period so that you do not have to spend 40 minutes watching me stare at my diorama. I picked up all of my items, picking up the tray meant to represent the iron wall between myself and the diorama. The diorama in all of my battle rams and the blanket. As you can see, there was still snow outside. The skies were gray, and thankfully, though it did not snow, my fingers were a bit frostbitten, and I think the neighbors saw me lying down on the floor. The second sign that Ezekiel had to carry out was where the Lord commanded him to take a sharp sword and to pass it over his head and beard, to take the hair that had fallen and divide it into 3 parts. One part will be burned, another part will be thrown to the wind, and another part would be sewn to his clothes. And that is what I would do. I cut my hair, am dividing it into 3 parts, and will try to burn some outside, throw it to the wind, and to sew it to the bottom of my garments. After several attempts of trying to burn it with the matches, I brought out some candles and was able to singe off bits and pieces from the ends of my hair. I then took a third of my hair and threw it into the wind, letting it fly along its streams and currents far away from me. Lastly, what I had to do was sew the last third of my hair onto the bottom of my garments. And now I will head out to carry out the third sign, which consists of one shouting, alas, sighing, and stomping one's feet to signal the impending destruction of Jerusalem.
Alas! 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 Alas!
Walking through the forest, I found 2 sticks on which were written the words Judah and Joseph. I tied them together with some string, and this was the completion of the 4th sign. My time of reenacting Ezekiel's signs was over, and I commenced on my journey back home.